You're having a fantastic Sunday. Our good brother DREADPOOL is in the house. And speaking of brother Dread, it was pretty cool to see his wife is now your new panel member.
She is, and she's fantastic.
Mm.
She's a breath of fresh air, and she's going to fill in a void that's at the IVGP for a while. She's a horror fan, so she's
Yeah, I'm
definitely
a little
playing
bit
different
behind,
games than we do, and we look forward to having that on the show.
but let's
Indeed. Well, it was a
join
great
in,
debut for
see what we
Death
got here.
Dealer. Go check him out on the Iconic Video Games podcast. Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. Our good brother DREADPOOL is in the house. And speaking of brother Dread, it was pretty cool to see his wife is now your new panel member.
She is, and she's fantastic.
Mm.
She's a breath of fresh air, and she's going to fill in a void that's at the IVGP for a while. She's a horror fan, so she's definitely playing different games than we do, and we look forward to having that on the show.
Indeed. Well, it was a great debut for Death Dealer. Go check him out on the Iconic Video Games podcast. Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. Our good brother DREADPOOL is in the house. And speaking of brother Dread, it was pretty cool to see his wife is now your new panel member.
She is, and she's fantastic.
Mm.
She's a breath of fresh air, and she's going to fill in a void that's at the IVGP for a while. She's a horror fan, so she's definitely playing different games than we do, and we look forward to having that on the show.
Indeed. Well, it was a great debut for Death Dealer. Go check him out on the Iconic Video Games podcast. Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. Our good brother DREADPOOL is in the house. And speaking of brother Dread, it was pretty cool to see his wife is now your new panel member.
She is, and she's fantastic.
Mm.
She's a breath of fresh air, and she's going to fill in a void that's at the IVGP for a while. She's a horror fan, so she's definitely playing different games than we do, and we look forward to having that on the show.
Indeed. Well, it was a great debut for Death Dealer. Go check him out on the Iconic Video Games podcast. Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. Our good brother DREADPOOL is in the house. And speaking of brother Dread, it was pretty cool to see his wife is now your new panel member.
She is, and she's fantastic.
Mm.
She's a breath of fresh air, and she's going to fill in a void that's at the IVGP for a while. She's a horror fan, so she's definitely playing different games than we do, and we look forward to having that on the show.
Indeed. Well, it was a great debut for Death Dealer. Go check him out on the Iconic Video Games podcast. Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. Our good brother DREADPOOL is in the house. And speaking of brother Dread, it was pretty cool to see his wife is now your new panel member.
She is, and she's fantastic.
Mm.
She's a breath of fresh air, and she's going to fill in a void that's at the IVGP for a while. She's a horror fan, so she's definitely playing different games than we do, and we look forward to having that on the show.
Indeed. Well, it was a great debut for Death Dealer. Go check him out on the Iconic Video Games podcast. Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. Our good brother DREADPOOL is in the house. And speaking of brother Dread, it was pretty cool to see his wife is now your new panel member.
She is, and she's fantastic.
Mm.
She's a breath of fresh air, and she's going to fill in a void that's at the IVGP for a while. She's a horror fan, so she's definitely playing different games than we do, and we look forward to having that on the show.
Indeed. Well, it was a great debut for Death Dealer. Go check him out on the Iconic Video Games podcast. Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. Our good brother DREADPOOL is in the house. And speaking of brother Dread, it was pretty cool to see his wife is now your new panel member.
She is, and she's fantastic.
Mm.
She's a breath of fresh air, and she's going to fill in a void that's at the IVGP for a while. She's a horror fan, so she's definitely playing different games than we do, and we look forward to having that on the show.
Indeed. Well, it was a great debut for Death Dealer. Go check him out on the Iconic Video Games podcast. Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. Our good brother DREADPOOL is in the house. And speaking of brother Dread, it was pretty cool to see his wife is now your new panel member.
She is, and she's fantastic.
Mm.
She's a breath of fresh air, and she's going to fill in a void that's at the IVGP for a while. She's a horror fan, so she's definitely playing different games than we do, and we look forward to having that on the show.
Indeed. Well, it was a great debut for Death Dealer. Go check him out on the Iconic Video Games podcast. Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. Our good brother DREADPOOL is in the house. And speaking of brother Dread, it was pretty cool to see his wife is now your new panel member.
She is, and she's fantastic.
Mm.
She's a breath of fresh air, and she's going to fill in a void that's at the IVGP for a while. She's a horror fan, so she's definitely playing different games than we do, and we look forward to having that on the show.
Indeed. Well, it was a great debut for Death Dealer. Go check him out on the Iconic Video Games podcast. Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. Our good brother DREADPOOL is in the house. And speaking of brother Dread, it was pretty cool to see his wife is now your new panel member.
She is, and she's fantastic.
Mm.
She's a breath of fresh air, and she's going to fill in a void that's at the IVGP for a while. She's a horror fan, so she's definitely playing different games than we do, and we look forward to having that on the show.
Indeed. Well, it was a great debut for Death Dealer. Go check him out on the Iconic Video Games podcast. Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. Our good brother DREADPOOL is in the house. And speaking of brother Dread, it was pretty cool to see his wife is now your new panel member.
She is, and she's fantastic.
Mm.
She's a breath of fresh air, and she's going
Looks
to
pretty
fill in a
cool.
void that's at the IVGP for a while. She's a horror fan, so she's definitely playing different games than we do, and we look forward to having that on the show.
Indeed. Well, it was a great debut for Death Dealer. Go check him out on the Iconic Video Games podcast. Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. Our good brother DREADPOOL is in the house. And speaking of brother Dread, it was pretty cool to see his wife is now your new panel member.
She is, and she's fantastic.
Mm.
She's a breath of fresh air, and she's going to fill in a void that's at the IVGP for a while. She's a horror fan, so she's definitely playing different games than we do, and we look forward to having that on the show.
Indeed. Well, it was a great debut for Death Dealer. Go check him out on the Iconic Video Games podcast. Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. Our good brother DREADPOOL is in the house. And speaking of brother Dread, it was pretty cool to see his wife is now your new panel member.
She is, and she's fantastic.
Mm.
She's a breath of fresh air, and she's going to fill in a void that's at the IVGP for a while. She's a horror fan, so she's definitely playing different games than we do, and we look forward to having that on the show.
Indeed. Well, it was a great debut for Death Dealer. Go check him out on the Iconic Video Games podcast. Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. Our good brother DREADPOOL is in the house. And speaking of brother Dread, it was pretty cool to see his wife is now your new panel member.
She is, and she's fantastic.
Mm.
She's a breath of fresh air, and she's going to fill in a void that's at the IVGP for a while. She's a horror fan, so she's definitely playing different games than we do, and we look forward to having that on the show.
Indeed. Well, it was a great debut for Death Dealer. Go check him out on the Iconic Video Games podcast. Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. Our good brother DREADPOOL is in the house. And speaking of brother Dread, it was pretty cool to see his wife is now your new panel member.
She is, and she's fantastic.
Mm.
She's a breath of fresh air, and she's going to fill in a void that's at the IVGP for a while. She's a horror fan, so she's definitely playing different games than we do, and we look forward to having that on the show.
Indeed. Well, it was a great debut for Death Dealer. Go check him out on the Iconic Video Games podcast.
I
Hope you're
guess I could
having a
talk.
fantastic Sunday. Our
Um,
good brother DREADPOOL
Most
is
people
in
aren't
the
going to be
house.
understanding what he's
And
saying
speaking
anyway.
of
They're going
brother
to be
Dread, it
reading.
was
Yeah,
pretty
so
cool to
Game
see
Complainers, thanks for
his
stopping
wife
in.
is now your new
Yes,
panel member.
this is really
She
cool. I
is,
wasn't
and
really
she's
expecting this,
fantastic.
but I mean, I
She's a
was.
breath of fresh air, and
So
she's going to
it's
fill in a
great to see
void
this.
that's at the
And yes,
IVGP
I can't wait for Spider-Man 2.
for a while. She's a horror fan, so she's definitely playing different games than we do, and we look forward to having that on the
What do you mean
show.
looping?
Indeed. Well, it was a great debut for Death Dealer. Go check him out on the Iconic Video Games podcast.
Are you
Hope
saying
you're
that the
having a
audio is looping?
fantastic Sunday. Our good brother DREADPOOL is in the house. And speaking of brother Dread, it was
Let me
pretty
see what's
cool to
going on
see
here.
his wife is now your new panel member.
She is, and she's fantastic.
Mm.
She's a breath of fresh air, and she's going to fill in a void that's at the IVGP for a while. She's a horror fan, so she's definitely playing different games than we do, and we look forward to having that on the show.
Indeed. Well, it was a great debut
Oops.
for Death Dealer. Go check him out on the Iconic Video Games podcast. Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. Our good brother DREADPOOL is in the house. And speaking of brother Dread, it was pretty cool to see his wife is now your new panel member.
She is, and she's fantastic.
Mm.
She's a breath of fresh air, and she's going to fill in a void that's at the IVGP for a while. She's a horror fan, so she's definitely playing different games than we do, and we look forward to having that on the show.
Indeed. Well, it was a great debut for Death Dealer. Go check him out on the Iconic Video Games podcast. Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. Our good brother DREADPOOL is in the house. And speaking of brother Dread, it was pretty cool to see his wife is now your new panel member.
She is, and she's fantastic.
Mm.
She's a breath of fresh air, and she's going to fill in a void that's at the IVGP for a while. She's a horror fan, so she's definitely playing different games than we do, and we look forward to having that on the show.
Indeed. Well, it was a great debut for Death Dealer. Go check him out on the Iconic Video Games podcast. Hope you're having a fantastic
Oh,
Sunday. Our good brother
that's funny.
Dreadpool is in the house. And speaking of brother Dread, it was pretty
That
cool to
is
see his wife is now your new panel
no.
member.
I'm watching it.
She
It is
is, and
looping.
she's fantastic.
Mm.
She's a breath of fresh air, and she's gonna fill in a
What
void
is
that's
going on
at the
there?
IVGP. For a while, she's a horror fan, so she's definitely playing
What?
different games than we do, and we look forward to having that on the show.
Indeed. Well, it was a great debut for
What
Death
is
Dealer. Go
going
check him out on the
on?
Iconic Video Games podcast. Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. Our good brother Dreadpool is in the house.
What
And speaking of
videos
brother
do I
Dread,
have
it was
on?
pretty cool to see his wife is now your new panel member.
She is, and she's fantastic.
Where is that coming
She's a
from?
breath of fresh air, and she's gonna fill in a void
All right, I'm gonna stop the
at
stream
the
and start it all
IVGP.
over. Dude, that's
For a while,
it's
she's a
hysterical.
horror fan, so she's definitely playing different games than we do, and we look forward to having that on the show.
Indeed.
No,
Well,
I'm
it
not
was a
gonna
great
do it.
debut for
Not doing
Death
that.
Dealer. Go check him out on the Iconic Video Games
All right.
podcast. Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. Our good brother Dreadpool is in the house. And speaking of brother Dread, it was pretty
That's
cool
all I
to
have
see
on.
his wife is now your new panel member.
She is, and she's fantastic. She's a breath of fresh air, and she's gonna fill in a void that's at the IVGP.
What is
For
up?
a while, she's a horror fan, so she's definitely playing different games than we do, and we look forward to having that on the show.
I might have to go with no
Indeed.
audio.
Well, it was a great debut for Death Dealer. Go check him out on the Iconic Video Games podcast. Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday.
It's still
Our good
on. What
brother
the?
Dreadpool
Seriously?
is in the house. And speaking of brother Dread, it was pretty cool to see his wife
All right.
is now your new panel.
We're gonna mute that. That is. All right, let's see what happens here if he mutes. Well, there's me.
It's still on. What the? Seriously?
Why? How is that even?
We're gonna mute that.
Okay, so I don't hear it now. What the? All right, let's see what happens here if he mutes. I don't see it. Where'd he go? Where's the Xbox?
There's me. It's still on. Seriously? What's that even?
Is it all still looping? I don't see it. Where'd it go? The Xbox.
What's that even?
Is it all still looping? As you could tell. Okay. All right, let me mute this one. Bring this one down. Yeah, the looping on my voice is because I'm listening to my phone. All right. I'm going to bring up the volume. Maybe not. Wow. I'm just going to do this for now. Let me turn on the closed caption. Wow. Yeah, I seriously have no idea where that clip is coming from and why it was looping like that, because none of the windows were open other than my YouTube studio. That is so odd. But I really appreciate you stopping in here, Perry, and letting me know. That's... Holy cow. But this looks pretty good. Definitely a reason to get back in there. Yeah, I bet it was funny for you guys. Like there was a invasion or something. I I I'm still perplexed as to how that piece of audio and where it came from. Let's see, is it back yet? How about now? I think you did.
Podcast. Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. Our good brother
Oops, I had it muted.
DREADPOOL
I
is in
turned
the
up the volume,
house.
but had it
And
muted.
speaking of brother Dread, it was pretty cool to see his wife is now your new panel member.
She is, and she's fantastic. She's
Mm.
a breath of fresh air, and she's gonna fill in a void that's at the IVGP for a while. She's a horror fan, so she's definitely playing different games than we do, and we look forward to having that on the show.
Indeed. Well, it was a great debut for Death Dealer. Go check him out on the Iconic Video Games Podcast. Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. Our good brother DREADPOOL is in the house. And speaking of brother Dread,
Nope, it's still in there. Where is it coming from? Where is it coming from? All Oh my god. All I have is the YouTube stream on my studio, right? And then the actual stream here. You know what? Let me do this. What if didn't yeah, I already reset this. I already turned this off and started over. Let me mute that. Turn this
That's
baby
at the
back on.
IVGP for a while. She's a horror fan, so she's
Dude,
definitely
it is
playing
still
different
coming
games than
in.
we do, and we look.
Wow. Oh, look at that. I found it. How? Okay, I found it. I found it. We got to do something here. Got to go here. Got to go there. Copy. And there's no audio. Okay. Cancel. Oh, of course. There we go. I see what I did. I see what I did. Let's go back up to full screen.
Hey
All right,
everyone,
that should
thank you
fix
so
it.
much for watching the Xbox Showcase. I'm Rich Lambert, the creative director on Elder Scrolls Online.
And I'm CJ Greb. I'm the project art director for Elder Scrolls Online.
One of the really interesting things about Elder Scrolls Online is it's different than really any other game out there. It's not your typical level-gated world. Go anywhere, you can explore in any order you want to.
You really can hop in at any moment, play with anybody, can play any part of the game.
And any story.
And of course, I mean, we're on Xbox Game Pass, you know, the biggest open world RPG on Xbox. And if you're at all a fan of Elder Scrolls, you can go places that you maybe have never gone before in Elder Scrolls.
All right,
And
so I
do
can go back.
things that you've never been able to do. There's so many different activities to participate in. You know,
Housing,
we've got lore hunting and antiquities,
Right.
There's the dungeons and the trials.
and you can, of course, always revisit lands that you've been to before. We've got Skyrim, Morrowind.
Yeah, and they're different times. You know,
In a
we're
different
almost
time,
1,000
yeah.
years in the past.
Come in by yourself, come in with friends, but don't worry that you're ever not going to have something to do, because there are adventures everywhere you go.
Everywhere.
We had an awesome trailer during the showcase. Necrom, Hermaeus Mora.
Yeah.
What's it all about, Rich?
Hermaeus Mora is this Daedric god of knowledge. He's not good, he's not evil. He is just focused on cataloging the world and collecting everything he possibly can to study. And what you kind of see in the trailer is Mora kind of always on guard, always looking over and watching what's kind of going on. And you get to see some nostalgia in there as well from the Dragonborn DLC in Skyrim with the yellow-green skies.
The vast inky sea, the stacks of books.
I'll still never forget the first time you showed us the initial concepts for everything made out of books. I remember looking at that and going, oh my god, how are we going to do
How are we
this?
gonna do
Like,
that?
how is this going to run? And
We always try to honor the past, right? Because when we go back to areas that people who play Elder Scrolls games have played, they know these lands. We want them to feel like they're coming home, right? But we have the chance to add a little into the mix.
the art team was able to really play with kind of cool, unique monsters.
Yeah, we were given some great places to go for new monsters in the zone. We were looking at making a creature that would kind of freeze you in terror as soon as you saw it, and a creature that has a deeper connection to the overall story of the zone.
Dude, that is
We've
creepy.
also got the Tavani Peninsula, kind of the Morrowind vibe.
It's always fun to go back to this part of Tamriel because it's one of the most imaginative and sort of like visually expressive things that has ever been created for an Elder Scrolls world. And then, of course, Necrom City itself.
this ancient city that, is rumored to have been built, even before the tribunal was even established.
Right.
Being able to play with that and look at that architecture and this ancient city of the dead.
And you guys gave us a new class to do.
The Arcanist draws their powers from Hameas Mora. We really challenged ourselves and the team to make something that didn't feel like anything else that we have built.
Everything we've been talking about sounds amazing, but when do we actually get to play it?
Necrom launches on Xbox June 20th, and we can't wait for everybody to get in there and
right around
see
the
this
corner.
amazing content that we've created.
Thanks, everyone, for watching us during the showcase and watching us today. Lots of exciting stuff coming for ESO in the future. We'll see you in Tamrion.
It gives me an idea for the Halloween this year. Nice. Nice. I know what we're playing. See, this is when they should be coming out in August and October.
IBS World News.
番組をご覧の皆様、こんにちは。エグゾプライマルディレクターの平岡です。まずはじめに、3月に開催しました第1回オープンベータテストに多くのエグゾファイターの皆様にご参加いただきました。アンケートや SNS を通じてたくさんのフィードバックをいただいております。今後の開発に活用させていただきます。ご協力ありがとうございました。さて、カプコンショーケースはご覧いただけましたでしょうか。その中で発表しましたが、第2回オープンベータテストの開催が決定しました。詳しい日程や情報は公式サイトをご覧ください。それではここからは番組をご覧の皆様に新情報を紹介します。まずはサベージガントレットという新たなモードです。
Do you think
サベ
they
ージガ
watched
ント
my
レット
stream?
は内容が毎週切り替わる特別なミッションに5人で挑み、世界中のファイターとクリアタイムを競うというモードになっています。ディノサバイバルとは違い、出現する恐竜やフィールドが遊ぶたびには変化せず、全世界のプレイヤーが同じ内容のミッションに挑みます。今回は恐竜が出現する位置にあらかじめトリプルスレッドを設置しています。出現してきたらこのようにスカイウェーブのグラビトンケージと合わせて起爆、一網打尽にできました。ミッションは画面上部に表示されている恐竜の討伐なのですが、サベージガントレットでは目標以外の恐竜が出現することが少なくありません。もちろん討伐せずに無視することもできますが、ミッション達成の妨げになる可能性があります。倒すか倒さないかはプレイヤーの作戦次第です。目標を達成したら次のミッションへ。ゲームの流れはディノサバイバルと同じなのですんなり遊べると思います。何やら次のミッションに備えてエグゾスーツを着替えているようですね。
That's actually quite nice that you're able to change mid-mission, you know, from one mission to the next mid-game.
フレームネオ層も出現するので、フロストロックで動きを止めて集中攻撃のチャンスも作り出せますね。また一列に並んだ恐竜もブレードで足止めしてから倒す作戦のようです。道中では大型恐竜が複数体出現することも。サベージガントレットはエンドコンテンツに相当するモードなので、基本的にはミッションの難易度は高く設定されてい
They
ま
got
す。
upset?
モジュールの強化、組み合わせはもちろん、チームメンバーのスーツ構成など、 よーく考えて挑んでみてください。サベージガントレットをクリアすると、このようにクリアタイムが表示されます。その後、自分のクリアタイムがどの程度だったか、ランクによる評価がされます。次はバリアントスーツを
I
紹介しま
appreciate
す。
that.
バリアントスーツはデフォルトのエグゾスーツとは異なる性質の武器を装備しており、戦い方が変化したスーツです。デフォルトのデッドアイはアサルトライフルを装備していますが、デッドアイア
I
ル
mean,
フ
I do
ァ
have to
バース
feel
トファイ
that
ヤー
this
は
is the
ショ
next
ットガ
Dino
ンと
Crisis
バー
that
スト射
we're
撃
going
を
to
切り
get
替え
the
られる
closest thing
バト
to
ル
it.
ライフルを装備しています。敵との距離に応じて射撃を切り替えながら戦います。他のバリアントスーツも特別にちょっとだけお見せしますね。ゼファーアルファ、エナジーチャクラン、バラージュアルファ、ロケットホップ、ビジラントアルファ、マークスマン、ロードブロックアルファ、フォートレスシールド、村雨アルファ、フロストグレイブ、クリーガーアルファ、チャージショットガン、
These weapons are pretty cool.
リッチドクターアルファ、デュアリティビーム、スカイウェーブアルファ、サンダークラップ、ニンバスアルファ、ダブルバレル、バリアントスーツは発売後のタイトルアップデートで遊べるようになります。エグゾプライマルは発売後も定期的にアップデートを行っていきます。シーズンごとに新たなゲームコンテンツを追加していきますのでご期待ください。本日はありがとうございました。それではウォーゲー
In
ムで
case you're
お会いしま
wondering,
しょう。
this was a
Let's
last minute
smash it.
decision.
It's great to see the dedication from the team at Capcom and how they're building Exoprimal in partnership with the community. Gaming has the power to immerse us in worlds and perspectives we'd never otherwise experience. We can fight dinosaurs,
Yeah, that's true.
transport to a dystopian future, explore the universe, and conjure magic. And we get to do this together, no matter where we are on the planet, the language we speak, what we look like, or our physical abilities. That is why it is both an absolute imperative and an incredible opportunity that games represent all of us. That is why we created the ID at Xbox Developer Acceleration Program to help underrepresented creators and stories in the industry shine. We call it DAP. DAP already includes more than 100 emerging developers, and they've launched 30 incredible games like A Space for the Unbound, Validate, and HOA, and there are many, many more in the works. Let's take a look at these amazing games coming up next from ID at Xbox's Developer Acceleration Program.
You know, gamers.
I got a call from my good friend Jorg Newman, the head of Microsoft Flight Simulator. He told me about this once-in-a-lifetime, out-of-this-world opportunity. So I'm here in Budapest, the capital of Hungary. Jorg, he's around here somewhere. Let's go find him. Jorg!
Hey, Paris. It's great to see you.
Yeah, great to see you.
Thanks for coming to Budapest.
Of course. What am I doing here?
I'll tell you on the way. We have a boat to catch.
A boat?
Yep.
We don't have a plane?
Nope. Come on, Paris.
See, I like these kind of stories. But not on the main show. You know what I mean?
Jorg, what is this place? What kind of aircraft are you storing in here?
Ha, dude, it's much cooler than that. All right, Paris, are you ready for this?
You know I'm ready for this.
All right, let's go.
What?
Welcome to the world of Dune.
This is incredible.
Come on, I want you to meet someone. Hey, how's it going?
How are you, man?
It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
Paris, I would like to introduce Patrice Vermette, Academy Award-winning production designer of Dune.
It is very nice to meet you. I'm a huge fan of Dune. Now, Patrice, can you tell me, what is this place?
Well, this is the warehouse where we actually keep most of the props and the set deck elements that we used on Dune Part 1 and Part 2.
Now, Jorg, how did all this get started?
So it goes back to November 2021. Dune had just hit the movie theaters worldwide, and we got a call from Legendary, and they had the idea that we bring an ornithopter into Microsoft Flight Simulator. And me being a lifelong science fiction reader and fan, a big, huge fan of the Frank Herbert books, how could I say no?
Okay, now it makes sense after seeing the trailer at the Xbox showcase. I understand why you brought me here.
You guys want to take a look? Because we actually do have a couple of ornithopters here if you want to see. You want to take a look?
That would be awesome.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
He would have said, you want to go take a look? I would have been running.
Look at this.
Wow.
It's a one-on-one real-sized ornithopter. It's amazing.
Sure, thank you. Denis likes things to be plausible, so that's why they were built to look military, rugged, and stealth.
Now, here's the most important question. Were they built to fly?
Funny you mentioned, because I've been asked that question on a couple of occasions. No, they don't fly. They are heavy. They're 11 tons.
So, Jorg, you had to get this working in the game. How did you do this in Flight Sim?
Yeah, it was actually interesting. So in general, ornithopters can fly and do fly. This particular one, given that it weighs 11 tons, that's going to be a little bit harder, specifically because it's not really doing the ornithopter bird flap. It does oscillation of the blades. And we currently don't have the material science to get the thrust and the lift. But on Arrakis, I think this is absolutely possible. And in Flight Sim, we made it work.
Patrice, we're here. Can we go in?
Absolutely. All right, let's do it.
Hell yeah.
Normally would go in through the climbing up the landing gear, but this will do.
Yeah, so what's cool about this, Paris, is that all those buttons are actually realistically hooked up to the system. Master engine switch, what you're doing there, above those, the red, are basically all the lights.
And as you notice, it's all analog because in the world of Dune, there's no thinking machines. Thinking machines have been illegal for 10,000 years.
Yeah, that was actually fascinating when we implemented it. Because it's a science fiction, we thought, oh, it's glass cockpits, everything is going to be computerized. Like, none of it is. This is a very practical helicopter, almost like from the 1960s.
So, Jorg, in the first movie, the Thopter was able to do a lot of cool moves and maneuvers. You're going to be able to reproduce that in Flight Sim?
Oh, yeah, totally. I mean, the really cool design that you guys came up with is each blade is independently controlled. So each blade has its own lift and thrust. And that means it can go from a really stable hover to a steep dive and back to a glide instantaneously. I would just say thank you that you designed such an awesome and realistic machine, because that's what we do. We bring realistic machines to life. But if you want to see a little bit more about the game design,
Absolutely.
I have something for you.
Absolutely, I'd love to see.
All right, so the setup for this expansion is that you are an Atreides pilot on Arrakis flying an ornithopter. Here is what we built. We basically built this section
A nice
of
desk.
Arrakis. Here's the capital city of Arkeen. Here's the botanical garden, we have that as well. And the first thing we do is we train you up. The fast takeoff, fast landing, and then the deep dive. And then we take you to some of the extreme locations, like the bow of the cliff, the hole in the rock, the red chasm. You really have to show your pilot skills. And then, towards the end, then there's a secret mission, which I can't talk about today, But that basically wraps up the experience. It's gonna be great.
Super exciting. Hey,
It was great to see you again.
Barris, thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for having me.
See, that's a nice story for a deep
All right,
dive.
Jorg. Where to next?
Well, I don't know what they eat on Arrakis, but this is Budapest, and I hear they have excellent goulash. I know a place.
Well, let's go.
Definitely try it out. Mark Cerny working for Xbox now? Wink, wink.
Liza P. is a thrilling Souls-like that takes the story of Pinocchio, turns it on its head, and sets it against the darkly elegant backdrop of the Belle Epoque era.
Finally, we meet.
You are awakened by a mysterious voice.
Can you hear me?
Reminds me, I gotta download
You must
the
adapt
demo.
yourself and your weapons to face untold horrors, untangle the unfathomable secrets of the city's elites, and choose whether to confront predicaments with the truth or weave lies to overcome them on the journey to find yourself. You are able to create your own weapon through the combination of these blades and handles. Of the hundreds of possible combinations with different respective appearances, performances, attack motions, and patterns, each and every blade and handle has its distinctive Fable Arts. Fable Arts is a special combat skill that can be casted by consuming Fable slots. Fable slots can be charged again through combat. Select your own special skills to vanquish your enemies. The Legion Arm is a prosthetic on P's left arm. The Legion Arm can exhibit special abilities by consuming the Legion Gauge, providing you an eclectic combat experience. So, puppets are all there are? I highly doubt that. You'll have to face all sorts of monsters, puppets only being one of them. You're not quite done yet. Bone-chilling bosses await you. If a boss seems too intimidating, you might want to get help from a Spectre. In boss matches, you can summon a Spectre that will assist you in battle. With a bit of help, you will be able to defeat bosses with more ease. The P organ is a system that allows you to upgrade your character. Use quartz to optimize P to your liking. Within the P organ, you can select which slots to unlock depending on your preference. There will be times when you will be confronted with choices where you can give comfort to others in sorrow or despair by lying, or you can choose to tell the truth. Carve your own path. Meet Liza P on Xbox One, Xbox Series, and Game Pass. Coming to you this September 19th.
At the heart of Hellblade is our ambition to sink you into Senua's world and story. To do this, it's critical that we make it as easy as possible for you to suspend your disbelief. One key method of achieving this is our use of performance capture.
What I want to achieve on stage is to get the best performance and best storytelling from the actors, and then to get that into the game as faithfully as possible. I want to see what I saw on stage in the game.
It's time to find out. Why are they watching? It's time to find out.
When we were shooting the scene from the Xbox showcase, it was quite a somber mood on set, because that was one of our moments in the game where it's just Senua and the Furies, and we have an opportunity to connect with the player one-on-one.
Where are they? Where are you? What do they want? I don't like it. I'm scared. This is too bad.
At this point in Senua's journey, she's had her confidence eroded. There's a lot of doubt, and she needs to find within herself a spark of hope, that strength that she has, in order to continue on.
Everything I've done has led me to this place. We've come so far.
While this scene is relatively simple, the scale and complexity of our performance capture has multiplied to meet our creative ambitions on Hellblade 2.
We shot the first Hellblade in the boardroom of our old studio. It was very MacGyvered together. In the new studio, we have a custom-built mocap space, which has pretty much everything we could have dreamed of. We've got projectors, so we can recreate sets on the ground if we need to. We've got loads of props that we have available to us at any time, so we can build sets.
I remember coming in to interview and seeing the setup down there, and immediately being impressed by the clear commitment that have been made to underpinning great true-to-life performance with great quality data. So we've got a lot more cameras this time around. They're kind of top of the line at the moment. And in the kind of space that we have downstairs, we have nearly wall-to-wall coverage, which is really impressive, and it's not something that is common. It's certainly a step up from a few cameras set up in a boardroom.
With our setup, we can push even further on our ambition of bringing through as much of our actors' performances as possible into the game, even down to the most nuanced of movements.
So when you've got an optical system like ours set up and calibrated well, you can track performers' movements down to the millimeter. So we can see somebody shuffling their finger along the table or just wiggling them very gently. You can see hesitation and breath. There's no need to push the action and overact. You can just be your character.
I'm here now.
What we want is the best performance possible, the best immersion possible for the player, and that's why we go to these lengths, just to try and get that extra fidelity of performance into the game.
What do you want me to do?
With performance capture being at the heart of our character movement, our props and staging had to facilitate our vision.
I don't want to give any spoilers away, but there is going to be a boat in the game. That boat will have several characters on board. We wanted to be able to capture the motion of a boat across multiple characters simultaneously, and we, for the first time, had the space to be able to construct a proper rig for this. So we had a platform which could be moved in any number of ways to create that kind of pitch and yaw and roll that you would get on the ocean. And we got our actors up onto this boat and captured scene with high waves and a storm, and we got incredible data from really, really amazing. The most important part of my role is to make sure that story gets told, and having these wonderful actors we're working with bring their talents to bear on these characters has been such an amazing experience.
My name's Larry Herb, Xbox's Major Nelson. Welcome to FanFest. I'm excited to be here.
Here we go.
Let's roll that video.
Oh man, I was sitting here muted. Yeah, it's nice to see that the team is utilizing all the resources and trying to make the game better and in their vision. And I was earlier when they had this, crowd shot, and I was.
FanFest Melbourne. It's playing awesome games and having a great time.
There is so much going on here tonight.
I want to get one of those cameras. Or the rigs. I think that'd be cool.
Honestly, I've never felt so good to be part of Xbox in my life. I'm just wandering around, I've been talking to people, and everybody is so excited about what's to come.
We really put a lot of emphasis on empowering creative risk, and then there's so much excitement for what we're going to be able to deliver going into 2024, and even games in 2024 that we haven't talked about yet. So our mission, our strategy is to bring the joy of gaming to everybody, no matter where they want to play, how they want to play. And I just feel, a real responsibility, a real privilege, excitement that we get to be the ones to build those games that are going to be at the center of no matter what we do.
All right, so who wants to get a Carbon Series
I'm
S?
Sebastian, and I'm the community manager for Light Your Frontier. Today, I'll be playing with Kelly, Anita, and Carolina to explore the new multiplayer features Light Your Frontier has to offer. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Today, we should continue building up the base we started yesterday. We'll need more resources, and it'll be faster if we work together to collect them. Can two of you work on that?
Yeah, let's go. Go.
Hey, that purple mech looks great.
Thanks. It's my favorite color.
Dang, the farm looks pretty good with all the grown crops.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm looking forward to making the farm even bigger.
I'm gonna work on making our home look a little bit better, and then I'll come down and help you out.
Great. I'll see you in a bit then.
What do you want to focus on gathering, you think?
I can get wood to start with, and then you can help me get some aluminum.
I'll get some stone also then. That should cover a lot of what we need for crafting and building. Once we've finished, let's head back and help with the buildings.
Resupply to the rescue! How's it going up there?
I think I've got a good idea of what I want things to look like from up here.
Nice.
Oh, there's so many good
I
choices.
thought about getting it too.
I know, right?
Oof. But I think that looks good.
Can't wait to see it.
There are loads of aluminium here. They're actually pretty strong, so we can do it faster if we both drill.
Let's work together and see what else we can find here. After we bring this back, I'll take a look in some other regions to see what materials they have.
I'm done up here, so I'll come join you.
Oh, my inventory is getting full from this harvest. I think we should build some, silos or crates to store it all.
Yeah, we should probably build a fence around those two as well so we can protect the harvest.
Great idea. Let's get on it.
Here we go. I'll help with the silos next.
Yo, anyone need materials? Because we got a ton of stuff.
Yes, please. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing myself.
Do you want us to start helping you build?
Yes, please, please, please.
All on it.
What do you think of the layout?
Yeah, it looks great to me.
I think they kept it a little too small. They should have
I'm almost
made
done
it
with the
bigger
fences
to have
here.
room. Room to grow.
Hey, everyone! I was going for more materials and I found some ruins over there.
Really?
Jump in your mechs and come see this.
He's gonna replace the 500
Oh, look at that!
This is so cool.
Series
That
S.
door is
I wouldn't doubt
huge.
it.
Wow.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I wonder what's inside,
I mean,
though.
Tomorrow we should
Price
totally
point.
find a way to open this. Let's head back to the base and see what we can do.
I think the price point's going to be the only issue. If they keep the 500 White S, they can still keep it cheap. Still be competitive.
Giddy giddy go go, let's look alive. Giddy giddy go go, let's look alive. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's look alive. New vibe, hot off the press like skydiving in your Sunday best. So high now, what you expect? On top, yeah, I got that effect. Giddy giddy go go, let's look alive.
Just follow my instructions.
That looks pretty cool.
Giddy giddy go go, let's look alive.
Welcome.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We on the road with it. Go with the flow, kick it. Turn up the noise, hit it. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Really?
Every
Jump
year in our
pricing.
showcase, there's one game that kind of pops for me, something I'm very interested in. This year, we got to announce 33 Immortals from Thunder Lotus. And I'm here now with Stefan and Will to walk through a demo of the game, which I've never played before. First time. We have 33 people online, incredibly excited about this. So we're going to jump in with 33 players.
We were searching for a significant number where we can all play on the screen.
Yeah.
We stay together on the screen, so 33 felt good. 32 felt good. But as the game is inspired by the Divine Comedy, the medieval poem from Dante Alighieri, written in the 14th century. And this poem has 3 sections: Inferno, Purgatorio, Paradiso. Each section has 33 chapters. And so we say, oh, let's do 33 players.
I love it. I love
33 Immortals.
And I love what you said, Will, that when you guys started this game, there weren't even 33 people at the studio. So you didn't have enough people in the studio to fill out the full roster of the game.
Yeah.
It's just such an awesome point.
It's a challenge. It's a challenge when you're trying to do that.
I love it.
Okay, so no 2 runs are the same. We're actually spawning in a different position, a different situation. We are in the cemetery. If you hold the left trigger, the world map is going to show up. And we can see that we are 33 right now, actually, in Inferno, but we are scattered around the world.
Oh, we're not all in the same place.
Yeah, because we all have to complete torture chambers.
Got it.
To make the game progress.
Okay.
And we are located
I don't
at
see him
the
saying that.
southwest of Inferno.
Yeah.
And so the closest torture chambers is to the east.
Okay.
So let's go there.
Got it.
Okay, let's continue down south towards the first torture chambers. This one, I have a good feeling for it.
The soundtrack, what's going on? The music's kind of cool.
Thank you. This is Max LL, who's actually done the music on all of our games.
And you're in Montreal.
We are in Montreal, yes.
Close to one of our XGS studios in Compulsion.
Yes.
It's also in Showcase.
Yes.
I love the community of game creators in Montreal.
Absolutely. It's always important to be well surrounded and all that. So
we didn't talk about your first game, Spiritfarer.
Yeah.
I loved. I thought it was fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah.
It was great.
Now, as you can see, this is not Spiritfarer.
No, but like, how do you think about that from a studio standpoint, having such, I mean,
Well,
I would say they're stylized games, but
Yeah,
outside
absolutely.
of that, very different games.
We're not worried about, genre. Our goal is really to just try and make unique, immersive, creative experiences that players love and that they want to play for
Awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
This guy who's getting out of my comfort zone sometimes.
Okay.
All right.
What do we do?
So we have completed a torture chamber, so we have achieved a first step in
I got left behind. That's what you're saying.
defying God, yeah.
Oh, they're back on us.
Whoa.
Well, we gotta
Okay.
face the wrath of God.
Careful. Oh, no.
Dash, dash, dash. Dash.
Run away.
Oh, I can't. I can't. I have like 0 health. New torture. No, I got to get out of here.
Where are you?
Well, why weren't they in the torture chamber trying to help us?
Okay.
Okay, these range.
God is getting angry.
Yeah.
Whoa.
We're getting hammered right now. Okay.
Come on.
Okay, here's a guy. Can you revive me? Revive me.
Yeah. Just stop moving. That's good. One up.
Yeah, I'm up. I'm up.
Okay. Oh.
Thank you.
Oh no.
Oh.
Run. Oh, this is the holy fire.
What is this?
Oh, one
holy
nose.
fire.
One nose.
Now we're in holy fire?
The wrath of God.
Okay, I'm ahead of it.
Okay, so we unlock the Ascension battle. So that's the last battle.
Here, can we get this? Can people jump in my heels?
Yeah. I'm in. Oh.
I tried to do the heal. Don't mind me, the wandering soul.
Save me, please.
I'm like a zombie.
Maybe someone.
Did I mention I'd never played before?
Oh no, I died too. Oh my.
Okay, hopefully the team can carry us.
But we are not alone.
There's a lot of enemies in this small space.
Gonna try to not move.
Okay.
Don't move, and hopefully someone is going to be able to revive you. Okay, good.
Oh, I'm in.
I'm up.
I'm in. Okay.
Back.
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah, thank you.
So this is the last step.
I think it's my last.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
We did it?
Yeah, we did it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. It's
So
a totally
now
different
we've
game than I
ascended.
expected it to be.
Yeah.
That was first chapter of first book. Is that how I should think about it?
Yeah.
It's the first world, so it's Inferno.
Yeah.
Each region has its whole big set of challenges and everything.
And this is all on the map.
And its final boss fight.
That's what this is. Well, since we've basically come through unscathed so far, this should be easy.
Yeah. This should be easy.
Yeah, it's easy. You saved us from having to kill the final boss.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a tease.
I like it. I like it. Well, best of luck to you and the team and everything that's going on. Can't wait for this game to come out. I won't ask for the date because I know that's unfair. But it was great to have in the show and great for you to come down and we got the opportunity to play. So thank you for that.
Thank
you so much.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thanks for watching Showcase Extended. I love these opportunities to show more about everything that you saw in the showcase itself. Thanks to everybody that supported us and have a great week. Thanks, everybody.
Wow. That was a pretty good show. Although I had my hiccups. It was nice to see some of these games be broken down a little bit. You know, now that we're out of the excitement of what are they going to show, what are they do here, what are they going to do there. It was nice. I like this. I'm glad that they decided to do this. That 33 Immortals was actually a lot more impressive now that I know more about it. You know, but again, it was something that. One last thing? No.
I guess I'm live, right?
Uh-oh.